Hello and welcome to the LEAP course as a part of the DENIDA Fellowship Center course in Energy Planning. My name is Gregers. I am a DEA employee and I will be teaching you about the LEAP model throughout this course. In this short video, I will be telling you about the course itself and therefore not about the LEAP software. That comes in one of the later videos and throughout. So in this particular video, I will be telling you what we will cover in this course. I will tell you a little bit about who is teaching the course, both me and TAs. And I will tell you how the course is actually done, which has both pre-recorded videos, some live Q&A sessions, exercises in LEAP itself, and then something about the final exercise. So let's get started. So this course will cover the introduction to the LEAP software. This is already the next videos. We will cover the basic functionality of the LEAP software. So where to look for things, how to input things, and so on. We will cover the basics of forecasting and projecting in LEAP. You will probably also be familiar with that from other parts of the course, but how exactly to do that practically, we will do that here. We will create and compare scenarios, both on the input side, inputting both like setting up scenarios, setting up differences between scenarios in our data, input data, and then also how to compare them in the end using the results. We will also go through the different methods there is in LEAP, and that's and how to use these different methods for what kind of data and for which purposes. Then we will look into linking, because it is in LEAP you don't have to put into new data into every single place in LEAP, so we will covering that. We will covering analysis of the demand sectors, the transformation sector, and the resources. So the from demand and upstream sectors that are the most important. We will cover that already in most of that in lesson 1 here, and in lesson 2, which is in a few days. And then we will also cover some things about importing and exporting between LEAP and Microsoft Excel, because that makes our world quite a lot easier if we have to do big changes or if we need to do more particular analysis that LEAP is really geared for. It is also something that's very, very useful when we are starting to do charting for reports, for instance. We will be covering how to do costs in LEAP. We will touch on how to do optimization. We will not do it as fully, because in LEAP it's usually not what we use for large-scale optimization, but on a regional basis it is very, very practical. So we will do that. Externalities, how to see how much pollutant we're emitting and what that means. We have different options to do that in LEAP, in build, which is very, very good. So we will touch on that as well. We will touch on electricity supply. That also comes back to optimization a bit. But how to do electricity supply, what to invest in, we can also cover that in ways in LEAP. And then throughout the course, we will also do a number of exercises. So first on teachers, first myself, with a very fancy picture, I know. My name is Gregers Larsen. I am an advisor in Danish Energy Agency, where I've been for about 5 years. What I do in the Danish Energy Agency is that I travel to different countries and teach them about LEAP, but also help them set up their energy systems, how to do major changes in policies, more or less a government-sponsored energy consultant on the macro level. I have been working with both national states, which I do mostly in some of the larger economies in the world. I can tell you right now, I work with LEAP specifically in China and Indonesia. I am also involved in Vietnam and Ukraine at the moment, and have been involved with several other countries on demand, especially when it comes to LEAP. I'm an educated engineer from Aalborg University, which is a Danish university, and my education, my master's, is sustainable energy planning and management, which is quite what I do now as well, so it fits quite well. And then internally in the DEA, I also teach LEAP, so we have capacity not just for me, but for other people too. So I do that both internally in in Denmark and in the office and with our partners both in Denmark and abroad, which also means that the 2 people I will be presenting next, I have taught some LEAP as well. First up, we have Francesco. He is going to be the TA of this course from DTU. He has a Bachelor of Energy Engineering from Milano. And then he also has experience as a research assistant from Leipzig in Germany. And then he's currently a master student at DTU in Sustainable Energy Systems Analysis. So not to be confused with the other one, but it's quite likely the same. We also have, as you probably also know already, Stefan, who is a postdoc at DTU. He is the main contact person for this course, and you have probably have been in touch with him not too long ago. He will also be in the over the LEAP part. Not so much direct teaching, not so much Q&A or exercises, but he will be the one who is in charge of the final exercise, which will involve some LEAP. More on that later. He has he's a system engineer in electrical power systems from Belgrade, and now he's doing his PhD, or has done his PhD, sorry, in DTU in the energy systems analysis. So he works quite a lot with TIMES, which is a competing energy model or larger energy model, and also has been in touch with GIS, which you are also learning in this DFC course. And then he's also teaching TIMES at a master level at DTU. But now here we will talk about how the course is going to be done and how you will work with LEAP throughout the course. So what you're watching right now is a pre-recorded video. These will be generally quite short in length. That is my intention. So you can go back and quite easily go back to a former chapter and see the information again. I hope this can also serve as a reference point later on. If there's something you have problems with in an exercise, you can go back to pretty much specifically where we will where you are taught the different things or where you can gain different information. There'll be 2 types of pre-recorded videos. There'll be the presentation videos. These are the ones that we're doing right now. Mostly done with the help of PowerPoint and video. And then there will be the showcasing, which will be screen recordings with me in the corner that you might know from gaming sessions on the internet, but where I will do things in LEAP and talk about them at the same time. But so far we are keeping quite a little bit to presentations, but the other ones will come up. Then there will be Q&A session that will be done live. There will be 4 of these. One of them Friday afternoon, maybe today if you're watching then. And there will be 1 per lesson, so there will be 4 major lessons. That's how we divided the course. And there will be 1 Q&A per session. There will be 1 Q&A per lesson. These might be divided up a little bit depending on scheduling and also vacation days for certain countries. We might split them a little bit. I've heard it's about groups of about 10 in each session, so some of these Q&A sessions will be divided into multiple parts. Some you will talk to Francesco with the TA, and some you will talk with me, and we will divide around. Advanced topics, that's mostly me, and also some but simpler stuff Francesco should be able to do, no problem. Then there will also be exercises. I am aiming for, this is not totally planned out, for 2 short exercises per lesson. Some of them will be a little longer the further we go on. These are bound to the different lessons, so you will have to do some things for yourself that you were taught in that specific lesson. For each of these exercises, you will be giving a .leap start file. The .leap files are a model that has gotten to a certain point with certain input, and you will start from there. These are on the SharePoint. And that means that you will always start with the same starter set for the exercise, and then you are asked to do something specifically in either in very specific ways or in purposely vague ways to find your own way. These exercises should be short. I have set them to that I will be able to solve them within 10 minutes easily, but I'm pretty experienced in leaps, so that you will probably have to use a little more, but they will be fairly precise, especially when we're going to talk about electricity supply in lesson 3 and 4. These might be a little longer because there's a lot of considerations to have, even if that's where experience quite help you. So these might take you a little longer. So do set aside some time for that. Results. I'm going to put out some Microsoft form that you all can fill out, and that means I will ask you for a specific result. So it will be usually be given as a number. Or a specific thing that Leap will output for you. So that means if you put these things in, do you get the right result? Do you get the right number? You fill that in, and then I can immediately tell you if it was right or if there has been something going wrong. And then we will take that up in the Q&A. So if there are questions to the exercises, we can also do that in the Q&A session. There will also be a final exercise for the general DFC course. This will have elements of Leap, but also have elements of other learnings from the course. This is not quite determined yet, but we will talk more about it when we get closer to the final lesson. The Leap part of it, you will need to deliver a .leap file, which is a model, backup of a model, and you will deliver that in SharePoint to me. That will be done just after the course end, or sometime after the course end. That will probably be a 2-week working period, because the model will probably be personal to you or to your situation, and we will review it afterwards. Delivering the .leap file to me is a requirement to get the certificate, so be aware of that if you want a certificate.